Hello, hello, and welcome to this holiday special. Uh, Independence Day, and a lot of people are doing, various things, going here, going there. A lot of people aren't doing anything. Around here, where I live in Louisiana, it's not that big of a thing. They have some fireworks in a few places, but it's kind of just more normal than abnormal. All right, so we have two, but anyway, so we have for this special holiday taste challenge, we have two brandies, one from the United States, one from Spain. Now this is Fundador, brandy Fundador. I bought this at Savannah Discount. Let's see if it'll focus. In Marrero, Louisiana, on Louisiana Highway 40. There we go. Louisiana Highway 45, northbound. Now, this product was introduced in 1874. True story. 1874 by a guy from France. He went and he moved to Spain, and he started Fundador, and they are owned by Emperador today, Spanish Filipino company. If you know anything about the history of the Philippines, that would make sense. They make many different products, many different brandies. There's the Fundador, the one I have. It says established 1730. Well, not really. There was a distillery there in 1730, but the current Fundador was established in 1874 by Pierre Domecq, Domecq. Brandy Solera with brandy de Jerez denomination of origin. Fundador Solera is elaborated using grapes only from the Pago de Machanudo, and it's the true forerunner of the brandy de Jerez in Spain. Okay, well, so like most companies, they're going to claim this is the real, this is it. And you can look at the link I posted below. There's a lot more Fundadors. There's the Fundador Solera, this one, the base model. Oh, what am I doing here? Here's the competitor, the Classic Club. Very smooth old pale. Don't know when it was introduced. I know it's been around at least 40 years, but couldn't get a definitive date. It's probably one of these acquisitions from Sazerac. They have a tendency to buy up a lot of other people's things. But it's V.S.O.P, aged 4 to 6 years. 4 to 6 years. It's really cheap. All right. Fundador is probably twice the price. So let's figure if Classic Club is $8.49 for the bottle, which it is. Actually, it really is that price because I checked at Total Wine. So $8.49 for the regular bottle, not this big handle. You would assume that the Fundador would be at least $17, and it's probably more than that. But let's say 17. I got it for $11.99, $12, $11.99. But that's an unusual store that has prices that are kind of off the grid, or well, they used to be. Now they're kind of in line with everybody else. From what my friend David's telling me, he said, "Yeah, it's not that amazing anymore." All right, but there it is. Got this embossed glass. It's a really old company, Fundador. And no, I have not seen it anywhere else in Louisiana. They use the Solera method, which is like 10 barrels stacked high, like 10 high whiskey, which I don't think is really using that method. They just call it that because it's a good selling point. But with the Solera method, there'll be like 10 different sherry barrels, which is distilled into brandy. So like the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. There's 10 barrels, right? And they're showing that on the back. They're like lined up at an angle. Oh well, I'm not going to show that, but it's a drawing of barrels. So there cannot be an age statement, because what happens is every so often, like literally every so often, they'll take the top barrel and pour a little bit into the ninth barrel. And they'll take the ninth cask and pour a little bit into the eighth cask, eighth into seventh. Then they get down to the bottom. Now the bottom cask they'll turn and pour some in. They'll bottle it. So you can't. Now they might have 50 of those lined up. 50 Soleras lined up. It's not like one. So it's not small batch. So you could never get an age statement because there's no way to quantify how old it is. Some of these sherries, or in this case, distilled to brandy, could be 80 years old. Now, some of them might be as young as a year old. So it's just, but the one at the top can't be, it's like they keep dumping it until it's empty, then they get rid of it and they move all the rest up, which they have equipment to do that. So it's interesting approach. All right. So, make sure I got my labels correct. This is a holiday special. This is not a normal tasting. So I'm very pleased to get this bottle for $12. It might have been $14, but because I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it was about $12 to $14. I can't remember. It wasn't, $7 or $8. It was decent price, imported all the way from Spain. So this is their regular one, and their portfolio is amazing. If you look at the website, I'm looking at it right here. Their portfolio, they have the Exclusivo, they have the Solera, which I have. It says get to know it. Color, like England, old gold with rainbow reflections. I didn't see any rainbows, but they have the double light, which is a lighter version. The light and the double light. They have the ultra smooth, the gold reserve, which there's no way that's going to be $14. That's going to be maybe $54, but I mean, it climbs, the ladder climbs. And then that's just the original. That's just their base model. Now they have the sherry cask. Now you're talking about real money here, real money. Fundador Supremo 18-year age, 15-year age, 12-year age, triple Madeira, double Madeira, sherry cask Solera. That's your lowest. Now the sherry cask Solera, I'm guessing, is probably, maybe it's $38 if you're lucky. But when you climb up to the 18-year age Supremo, we talking $300, $400, $500, $300 to $400 to $500. A lot of money. AA says, happy 4th of July, Ronald. Love your content. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you watching. And let's get a little better lighting here. Thank God we got some rain today. I've been praying for it, and I got my prayers answered. And we're hoping we get a lot more rain. All right, so I got the Fundador poured. We're running up against time because we've got Major League Baseball starting soon. I would like to watch it, so I can't keep my eyes open. Happens every time. I'll lay down, sit down to watch it. Be watching a game like, man, this game is really good. can't stay awake. So they're both copper. The appearance won't matter, but we have to keep in mind that the Classic Club is adding caramel coloring. Could be for the Fundador too, because brandy is sort of like less regulated. They can add caramel coloring. Well, they can do that with most whiskeys. You say, not my straight bourbon. Well, we're not talking about straight bourbon. We're talking about like American blended whiskey, regular bourbon, bourbon with natural flavors, which literally I have 2 bottles of that. Bourbon whiskey with natural flavors. How you like that? Um, Canadian whiskey, Irish whiskey, Scotch whiskey. So they can add flavor. Well, yeah, flavoring. They can add, but definitely they can add coloring, caramel coloring. Is that a sin? Is that a mortal sin? I think it's not really a good thing. In my opinion, I would prefer if they did not add it. Like I would like it if all the liquor companies would get together and say we're not going to add any coloring. And if it was real pale or nearly clear, okay, I can deal with that. Like, look at this brandy; it's almost clear. It's clear. Yeah, but that's a natural color. That's what it looks like in the barrel, you know. But they don't want that. It's like Coca-Cola. Well, you say, well, what about Coca-Cola, Pepsi Cola, RC Cola? They had caramel coloring. Do you really want to drink it clear? Well, I don't want to drink it at all. But they tried that. You remember that 30 years ago with the clear Pepsi? They were like, here's Pepsi without the coloring added. It's the same flavor because the coloring wouldn't affect the flavor. And the people that drank it were like, no way, no way, this stuff's nasty. And I was like telling them at work, I was like, it's 30 years ago when I was 25. I was like, no, it's the same product. All they did was delete a non-flavorful or aromatic or part of the great ingredients, but they wouldn't drink it. Pepsi Crystal, RC Crystal. Oh no. Oh. So it's like the visual makes a difference, even though it doesn't actually make a difference. You understand? So let's see. Herbie on Wheels. Shoot. You says hello, doers. Hello, doers. Yes, doers. I did doers. That's over with though. Won't be back to that for oh 8 to 9 months, I guess. I gotta do rum, clear rum, the Boqueron, the anchovy rum. There's a reason they call it anchovy. It's nothing to do with anchovies really. Um, Only in a tangential way. So we got that. Then we have the tequila, which is going to be a famous one. Maybe you hate it, but whatever. It's famous. I bought it. I'm going to do it. And then we have it's a gold tequila. And you're probably guessing which one it is since it's the most famous one. And then we have the mezcal. Oh, I mean, mezcal is so popular, but there's a brand every time you turn your head around. I don't even know who these people are. I just buy them. It's like, oh well, that price isn't too high, even though it's a little bit too high. So I'll buy it, and I'll do the research, and it's interesting. It's like, okay, another mezcal. That's the hot thing, right? So the price is going high, high, high. Then we got rye, and I have some rye. I was looking for the old overhaul 4-year-old. That would give me the third bottle, 3 different variants, but I didn't see it. And then straight bourbon. And oh, don't even look at my bourbon collection. If you saw my straight bourbon, I was telling my friend David the other day, he was like telling me, like, you don't want to buy anything. I was like, and I was so amused. I was like, what are you talking about? I don't want to buy anything. I was like, yeah, I don't want to buy anything because come over here and look. There is too much. It's like, why would I want to buy anything? There's like an unreasonable amount of straight bourbon on that, and some not straight, just bourbon on that shelf. So why would I ever want to buy anymore? It's going to be my whole life trying to go through these brands, you know. And I say, but and I want to tell him, like, well, you got all these. Well, he's tried them all. I mean, like on his shelf, he said, well, I tried it. I would be like, yeah, but is it just going to stay there forever? I guess that's what people do with a liquor cabinet. They just keep little samples on the shelf. But they sipped a little. I couldn't stand that. You know, it'd drive me nuts. But and then I got American blended whiskey. It's just too much. It's too much. I cannot buy anymore. I was thinking about this. I was like, I cannot buy anymore. Cannot. And don't even think about the liqueurs. The liqueurs, it's maybe if Matherns would stop selling them for $3.99 a bottle, they got some for $4.99. And I'm truly telling you the truth, and you'll guess which one those are. I'm truly telling you the truth. So, I mean, it's like a lot of viewers will say, man, I wish I lived in Louisiana. Y'all get all that cheap liquor. And I'm like, I'm starting to think, like, I don't even think that would be a good thing, because you might wind up in my situation, you know, where you got all this stuff. And it's like, I can't keep up. Tommy Carroll says, cheers, Louisiana Liquor Reviews. Happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to you. Squad only drinks XO. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Don't care. Yeah, but, you know, I'm part of the squad too. You know, the Free Enterprise Squad. All right. Cheers. Oh, aroma. Yeah, it's like grapes. Grape skins, grape distillate. It's always the same thing. Like, same thing with whiskey. People make it out to be more than it is. I'm afraid that's really the case. They'll be like, oh, whiskey. Oh, it's this, that, the other thing. And I'm like, it kind of like, I'll you know, taste this. Same with beer. Don't say it with beer, though. Oh, people get so angry. But yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, let's go over here. Which makes you think, why am I paying all this extra money for the... yeah. I noticed one thing about this V.S.O.P. from Classic Club, meaning the Sazerac company, obviously. When you first smell it or taste it, it's like a rush of flavoring. I mean, telling you on the bottle they add flavoring. So it's like, ooh, vanilla, ooh, orange peel, which is what I think they're adding, but I could be totally off the grid on that, off the case that they gave me. But I think I am right. But of course I can't never back that up. But if you let it sit there and it dissipates and it breathes, then that kind of goes away, and then it's just like a generalized brandy aroma, which means it doesn't smell or taste any better or worse than all the rest. You say, well, that fortifies your point that why are you paying extra? I'm like, yeah, right. So, but I mean, there are, or I should say, there used to be some really nasty brandies on the market, but maybe those companies have cleaned that up. You say it's because of your channel. They watched your reviews. Yes, I would like to believe that. of course, that would be an idea in my mind that was almost completely detached from reality, so we try to stay on planet Earth with these videos. All right, let's go with the taste. Cheers. All right. It's got to be, let's hope it is. It's got to be no, I'm not going to say it. Too risky. um, okay, grape skins. Like my friend David will talk about grappa. When he was in the Navy, they would go to some countries, Crete, Greek island, or wherever they would go. He said, "We drink grappa, grappa, grappa." I said, "I wouldn't touch it. It's like unrefined brandy." But it's kind of like that pulp. It's kind of like the pulp, the refuse, and then they distill that and make like some really cheap park bench, old wino, um, distillate grappa. But it's kind of like that. It's kind of like the grape leaves and the distillate and the generalized white grape thing. So yeah, that's standard. Mm. Okay, over here, taste. Oh, the aroma. Whew. Caught me off guard. Well, funny thing. These don't really smell that different one from the other, and they don't taste that different one from the other. Now, this could cause problems for the channel, but ultimately, I would not see that as a problem because really, when you get down to it, you've got to call it as you see it. And so you're saying, well, Classic Club, that's really low end. It is. That's why I paid $17.99 for this huge bottle. Pretty much be the definitive example of win. Although there's probably cheaper ones. Cheaper ones. Some of them might be imitation brandy, like made with grain spirits. Like, oh, I went that route unbeknownst to myself. I didn't realize what I was doing. I wouldn't have bought it. Oh, oh, Caliber. Damn you, Caliber. Damn you all to hell. That thing is a wreck. That's a train wreck. But you know what I mean? It's like standard. It's just like, well, all the rest. Okay, let's go. Oh, comments. None new. None new. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing, and I hate to say that. I'm not trying to get on the internet and say, "Oh, this American Kentucky bottle brandy tastes like this Spanish, like well-known Solera brandy, like renowned around the world, been on the market since 1874, like no joke." And that's not a joke. It's like the truth. But I am tasting them blind. I'm doing it blind. Got them mixed up. Not cheating. And I'm not really seeing a lot of difference. Now, you could make the accusation, and I would go along with that. You could say, well, that damnable Classic Club's adding natural flavors and caramel color. Fine. We know it is. They say it on the label. It is. Okay, it's adding flavors, not just one. They use the plural, flavors, natural flavors, more than one, which, like I said, I think it's orange peel, dehydrated, obviously, commodity product, and vanilla extract. Real vanilla, natural flavor. Okay, fine. Um, Now, I don't know the regulations in Spain. Are they allowed to add flavoring in Spain? I do not know this. If they are, I'm not aware of it. If they are not, I'm not aware of it. Seems to be a kind of a universal thing. Doesn't seem to matter to most people. I don't ever hear anybody talking about brandy having flavoring added. On the other hand, I don't ever hear anybody talking about brandy. Like literally, I never hear anyone talk about brandy ever at any point. Unless I'm in a store and somebody's buying Hennessy, no, I don't hear any people talking about it. But I don't hear anybody saying anything negative about it. It's just they don't talk about it. Like brandy is not the top selling class of liquor. We know what the number one is, vodka, and people talk about vodka all day, which I can't understand because to me it's so neutral. I don't understand what's fascinating about it. But yeah, it's cool. I've done my fair share of vodka tastings, Cats and Best Off, and Crown Ross and Taka. People say, "Oh, whoa, you really hit the high marks, huh?" Yeah, yeah, I did. Um, but in the United States, I can't speak for other countries. In the United States, the top products are vodka and whiskey, and that's what it is. Brandy is there; it's in play, certainly in play. Uh, Hennessy being the biggest player. I know that I was saying Martell V.S.O.P is at Mathern's for $24.99. I was saying that was Remy Martin, but it's actually Martell. Martell V.S.O.P. Martell. Sorry, Martell. Very well known and renowned product. So I'm sure it would just be like fabulous. But I don't know, man. I got so much stuff. I just can't. I mean, I could do it. Like literally, I could afford it. Like I could say I'm going to buy it. I could afford it. I could buy so much more than that. It would be stupid because I have so much already. Like you said, well, if you have the money, you should buy it. No, I don't agree with that concept. You don't need to buy everything that you want. You buy things you need. All right, I got a grocery list. I have on it onions, peppers. I want to buy some raw onions and some peppers. Well, I need those to cook with. I mean, obviously, I could eat the food without it, but it makes it taste better. So I need it in that context of I want it. I need it for my wants. You understand? But like to say, oh, well, you have a lot of money on the side, so you could buy all these brandies and rums and whiskeys, so you should buy it all. I don't agree with that. No, it's like insanity. That's craziness. No, I'll just give it to somebody. I'll buy, no. I don't need to have shelves full of unopened bottles. If you think I need to have shelves full of unopened bottles, explain to me why I need to do that. I do not agree with that. I do the taste challenges, I do the reviews and all that. But to say I need to have shelves of unopened bottles that'll take me years to get to, and literally at this point, I think it could be decades. No, I cannot see the point of that. That's frivolity. Yeah, frivolity. Yes. All right. Taste again. I love the aroma. It tastes like grape distillate. I like grape distillate more than I like grapes. Let's see. Craig Swinson says it's raining in New Hampshire. How is it in Louisiana? Well, this afternoon we did get some rain, which I was delighted about, but it didn't last, so I was sad. But I was praying, like God give us more rain if we could just get some more rain, So I think it's a precursor. You know, we could get some more. All right. Oh, this game has started. I hope the game is delayed. I want to see it. People say you get tired of watching all that baseball. I don't get tired. I wake up at 2 in the morning so I can watch the highlights. Um, so I think this one is a little flatter in the flavor, and what I mean by flat is it's like across the board cleaner, which is making me think it's not flavored, or they're not listing it as brandy with natural flavors. Okay, so I think that's the Fundador Solera. I think it is. It's amazing. I can't get over this. I thought it would be a little not. I didn't think it would be this close. Yeah, you say it was the 4 to 6 year aging that made it even. Could be. Um, but still, I think this is the one from Kentucky, the Classic Club. What a deal. It is, but it was tough. So, yeah, it was really tough. So, once again, do I feel comfortable with them adding natural flavoring and coloring? No, I don't really feel comfortable with them doing that, but they're not going to stop because of me, and they don't really care what I say, and that's what they do. So I guess I better either deal with it, get used to it, or just abandon it, forget about it. Well, I'm not going to abandon brandy, so I'll just yeah, forget about it. I won't worry about it. I mean, I won't really forget about it. I'll keep mentioning it, but it won't matter. You know. No, I mean, so I mean, there's a lot of beer brands that I think they're adding caramel coloring to, but don't. Oh, I can't mention that because these people flip the out. I was talking about a company. A company. I won't name it. I won't name the company. Starts with a Y, ends with a G. But they were like, "How dare you say they add caramel coloring?" I was like, "Well, it looks dark, but when you taste it, it tastes like regular old beer. It may as well be Pabst Blue Ribbon, but it's dark. And this one from Texas, that's got, but I'm not going to name that because I don't want to get into trouble. But it's like, what, what is special about it? It tastes like regular old beer to me. And I tried it, high, low, left, right, front, back, diagonal, and it's like, well, it tastes the same as regular beer, and it's dark. But why is it dark? Are they adding caramel color? Uh, People throw a conniption fit. Now, at least with the doggone Foster's Premium Ale, they have on the can caramel color added. Is it really that dark? No, it is not. It's probably yellow fizzy stuff, but it's ale, and so for whatever, I wouldn't do it, but for whatever reason they want to add caramel coloring, make it a little darker. Okay, fine. Seems strange to me, but they do it. The flavor is fabulous. But people throw an absolute fit if I say anything. So guess what? I'm not saying nothing. Let's go with the comments. East Coast LQ reviews Tanner in Rhode Island. Tanner in Rhode Island says, "Cheers, Ron. I just reviewed the Kirk and Sweeney Reserve rum." I think I might have heard of that. I have heard of it. It's like a nice looking bottle. Yeah. No, I never had it. And Tanner, if you saw my rum collection, you would tell me like, "Don't buy any more rum. You got a problem. You need help." And I would say I need help drinking it. Like it's. I know I can't buy anymore. I can't do it. Love the Goose Island shirt. Oh, thank you. Thank you to Goose Island, meaning Anheuser-Busch InBev. Cheers from Chicago. A buddy of mine is one of the brewers there. Happy Fourth. Oh yeah, that Droogie. Droogie. Yeah, good to hear from you. Yeah, I would like to visit that. I go to Chicago sometimes. I can actually drive to Chicago in one day. One day, believe it or not. Of course, I got to leave at 5 in the morning, but still daylight when I get there. But you'd be so worn out, or you'd be so tired. Ooh, worn out, whipped. But you see, because once you get past Memphis, there's no traffic, none. You just rolling, set it on cruise, interstate, all the way, baby. Flat, flat. I went to Alaska. It was wonderful. I was so sick of mountains. I couldn't wait to get home. All right. East Coast, Tanner says, and I'd help you drink it. Laughing out loud. Just started getting into rum lately. I was on a tequila kick last month. Laughing out loud. Yeah. Well, I'm kind of on a tequila kick now, but like I said, I got this rum to do. I got this Boqueron silver. I did the Boqueron gold. I cannot explain the price. Like this, like the price I paid is like way lower than normal. Like I don't know why it was that price, but I didn't care. They had it, so I bought it. I bought the gold, then I bought the silver. I was like, okay, you could price it for $1. I'll buy it. It's obviously wrong. You obviously coded it wrong, but whatever. Because you look on the internet with all the liquor stores, it's like way higher than that. Okay, but anyway, so I bought it. Now they had the spice rum. I wasn't interested in that. And they had the Boqueron. It's like some rum liqueur, like cream. I would be kind of interested in that, but I just stayed with the silver and the gold, silver and the gold. So I bought the gold, and now I got the silver coming up. And you would if you came here, you would like to try it, but yeah. But then I have the tequila coming up, and like I said, I got a major tequila. In fact, the biggest tequila brand in the world coming up, which everybody knows which gold that is. What's coming up. You know what's coming. So I'm going to do that, and then I got mezcal, and these will be obscure. Obscure. Um, yeah. So I'm always on a kick. I'm on a perpetual kick. It's a kick that doesn't end. So Craig Swinson says I'm on a key. I'm on. I'm on a key. I'm on a Keystone Light kick. Okay. But I recently got Magic Hat number 9 for $15.99 for a 15-pack. It's delicious. Your recent reviews inspired me to get it. Yeah. Well, I have one bottle left from that, and I got it for $9.99. For the 6-pack. And somebody told me you got ripped off, but then the viewer said, no, you didn't get ripped off. The viewer said, no, that's the regular price. You didn't get ripped off. I mean, that's the end of the road. I mean, Magic Hat is dead. It's dead. But I figured let's go around one more time. Because really, it kind of hurts me in a way because back 20 years ago, 20 years ago, like I would try Magic Hat beers and the UFO, the unfiltered offering from that's from them other guys from Vermont. You know what I'm talking about, with the doggone flannel shirt. And that was the exciting days of craft beer. You'd be so excited, it's like, oh, this fall beer, and then all the pumpkin beers, and then it just started deteriorating. But it was so exciting, and Magic Hat was like a big deal. People now, I'm talking about 2023, they'll say Magic Hat. That okay. Magic Hat used to be a really big deal. Shipyard, and you can roll your eyes, whatever. I don't care. I can remember 20 years ago, Shipyard beers were big. That was a big deal. Like serious beer reviewers were like, "I got Shipyard Pugsley's 4X." They were really excited. Now now some people cop a pose like, yeah, I got Shipyard. It's so. But I remember. You're not going to change my thinking. I remember. I remember when it was big. All right. Yep. Can't go back. Um, Tommy says I get free products from a company affect your scores. Well, I don't ever get any free products, so they can't affect my scores. I haven't gotten free products for so long; it's not even funny. I mean, Paul Honor used to send me a free beer every year, and I was like, "Why are you sending me the same stuff?" I reviewed it. I mean, I will review it every year. Okay, it's awesome, tastes great. Next year, awesome, tastes great. I don't know what the purpose of that would be, but aside from Paul Honor, Tommy, I don't get any free beer from anybody. I don't. I just don't. No one sends it to me. What's your thoughts on Hennessy VS? Says East Coast. I used to knock it because it kind of gives me a gimmicky vibes with all the hype, but I heard from cognac fans it's actually a good product. Yeah, and Hennessy is a very interesting product. Um, it was on the market since the 1700s. 1700s. So it's a very old product. Now, started by an Irish guy that moved to France. Well, he wasn't French. Hennessy, can't remember his first name. So he started this cognac company. Now, for a long time, it was just a but well, regular but well respected brandy, cognac brandy, Hennessy, but not like hip hop school, like, oh yeah, it was just like a really well regarded product, and people drank it, and that was it. Then I guess in the 1980s with De La Soul and I mean, De La Soul and even Tone Loc and all them. Not to disrespect that, but then it became like that this niche, like ethnic based thing, and which it really wasn't to start with. And so then people started to disparage it for whatever reason, like, oh, you know who drinks that? And I was like, what do you mean who? And me, I'm like, what do you mean you know who drinks that? you know, so like, what do you mean Schlitz is a what beer? So and I'm on the defensive. So yeah, yeah, it's much better. But yeah, so when it became like this, like attraction product, then the price went up. Whoop, 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 whoop. But you used to be just regular old price. But it's not a bad product. No, no, no. So my thoughts on Hennessy are very positive. I thought the V.S.O.P privilege was fabulous, and I thought the Hennessy Black was incredible. I mean, it's believable because you're drinking it, so you're like, I know it's good because I'm drinking it. Harpoon, right? Harpoon, flannel shirt, Red Hook, all the old gang. We're getting the old gang back together. All right, let's finish this up. Tastes like grapes. So yeah, I like Hennessy. But I mean, yeah, I mean they're gonna chase after the whatever's hot right now. I mean, why not? May as well. Because it used to be like 40 years ago when I was, let's see, 55, 40 years ago. Yeah, when I was 15 years old, Hennessy was like an old man's drink. Like old people drink that. Like if you came around here in 1983, it was like, oh, Hennessy. Gary's grandpa drinks that. Yeah, I drink that. You're damn right I drink it. You know, that kind of thing. And then it started with like in the late 80s with like, oh yeah, Easy E. He drinks Hennessy, you heard me? You know, so then it became like that kind of thing. But it really wasn't that. And I guess if old people drink it, it's probably good because they knew about it, you know. All right. The price is similar, not the same, and the flavor is similar and not the same. But honestly, if it's my money, and in this case, it is my money. In most cases, I'll buy the stuff myself. Um, yeah, I guess I'll just be like the 4th of July and I'll Independence Day, and I'll buy the American product. It's no worse. I mean, if you want to say it was jacked up with flavoring, okay, I get that since I know that. But we don't know if the Spanish brandy is not jacked up with flavor. It may very well be jacked up with flavor, but they don't allude to that on the bottle, but they don't claim it. It's not either. So yeah, I guess I would just go with the Classic Club. You know, I love Fundador. I love the Fundador, but to say that it's quintessentially better or profoundly better or objectively better or I can't say that. All right, so yeah, that's the Classic Club, and like I was saying for the last hour, it's kind of like the same. Okay, um, I'm going to have to give it a shot. Sorry to take you off track, laughing out loud. Oh no, I don't mind. I always get off track. You may as well take me off track as much as anyone else. That's my game plan. My whole goal is to get off track. But yeah, Hennessy, yeah, I would definitely try it. I would try the Hennessy the Hennessy V.S.O.P Privilege, and Hennessy Black. Those three, yes. Oh yeah, they got it down cold, cold. Uh, John Anile, one of my moderators, says, "Cheers, Ron. Happy Independence Day to you." Thanks, John Anile. And then Craig Simpson says, "John Anile is one wild and crazy guy." And then John Anile says, "Cheers, Craig, Tommy, Tanner, and all." And Craig says, "Cheers." And then East Coast says, "Cheers" at John Anile. So they're all hanging out. Thanks for watching, John Anile. So the ultimate, yeah. Well, I was drinking a little bit. But anyway, the final assessment is that I guess I don't know. I would like to say, yeah, Fundador is better because it's a more well-regarded product. So let's say for everyone's satisfaction, Fundador is better. Come on, focus. Man, this thing will focus. I'll be a happy dude. Cheers. Happy 4th, Jay. Oh, hey, Shane. Green Man. The Green Man is here. If this thing was focused, I'd be a happy little dude. Finally, thank you. Thank you. I only waited a minute. But yeah, I can't really say it's better because it doesn't really taste any different from this. So, and I can understand the people saying, well, why are you saying this? Because you're going to make 20 enemies for every one person that's going to agree with you. So, why are you killing your own channel with this? It's not going to help you to go in there and talk about Classic Club is basically just as good as Fundador. You're an idiot. You're sabotaging your own channel. Yes, that's probably the case. On the other hand, uh, if I thought the Fundador was better, I would say that, but I don't see that, so I'm not going to say that. It's not because of Independence Day. It's not because I'm a homer. I'm saying America, oh, hoorah, and all that. It's just, it doesn't really taste any better. Okay, sorry. Happy 4th of July. Okay, hey, Nemo says, hey, Jay, happy 4th. Hope it's not too hot in Louisiana. It's pretty hot in Louisiana, but it's not 110, but it's pretty hot. We got some rain, so but that helped. That did help. Cheers, back to you. So now it's Major League Baseball time. Forget all this liquor, forget all the beer, forget all the wine. That doesn't matter. It's time for Major League Baseball. Oh, y'all, San Diego and Anaheim, Los Angeles, Anaheim, California Angels. Yes, it's time to go see what's going on.